Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. This is from Ray 7 Consultancy, and we welcome you all. Today, we have Dr. Shabin with us and a few of his students. Dr. Shabin is a clinical psychologist and an alumnus with UTMA, that is the University of Traditional Medicine, Armenia. He's also the international students affair coordinator in UTMA. So we thank you, doctor, for taking your time out from your busy schedule. We've had you once before, and we're very grateful. Yeah, so we welcome you. We also welcome Yuvraj and Haseeb. Thank you for being with us. We have questions for you this time as well. We welcome the team from Ray 7. Right. We'll
Thank you, sir.
play the video of UTMA just so that you get an idea of how the campus looks, how the city looks, and we'll be playing it right now.
Ray 7 is here to tell you why UTMA is the best for MBBS studies abroad. UTMA is situated in Armenia, a city known for beautiful landscapes and very less crime rate and incredibly low cost of living. Armenia is also known for its diverse culture and rich heritage, making it a great spot for students traveling around and getting the best exposure possible. Coming to the college, UTMA is known for its warm, welcoming, and helpful faculty and student community. Indian students feel at home almost instantly. It's also known for world class infrastructure and equipment from around the world. High end labs and technological tools make it the best in the region. What's more, the language of study is English, making it easy for Indian students. So apply to the University of Traditional Medicine, Armenia, to begin your wholesome medical journey.
Thank you for the video. That was from Ray 7. So a lot of students have joined right now. So this is a webinar for MBBS abroad students. We are here to answer your questions. So we took like a poll, and the common questions that the students and parents had, and we will be presenting those to Dr. Shabin and his students.
Thank you,
Right.
Sakshi.
Yes. All right. So I think one of the most popular questions that we've been getting is about NEET. The DMs have been flooding about this query. Is NEET mandatory for seeking admission in UTMA? If one of you could, I mean, Dr. Shabin, if you could tell us about that.
Definitely. I'll be happy to answer any of the questions. So, need to understand the process. Students from India usually are confused about the basic facts. What is the difference between studying abroad and studying in India? And what are the qualifications, certifications that you require to work in India? People doesn't know why there's so many changes coming, why NEET is required, what is NEET. And I'm very sure half of the students doesn't know what MBBS means or the full form of that means actually. So is NEET mandatory? When you are asking for NEET, we should understand the simple fact. NEET is actually for India. It's a certification for India. It's a clearance for medical clearance exam in India. So NEET is not mandatory to seek studies in UTMA. But if you want to come back to India and work in India later, definitely NEET is mandatory. But if you have plans to go abroad, it is not mandatory. I will suggest definitely take it. In the end of the day, it's our home country. We will have plans to come back definitely. So it's okay if you take it. It's still okay not if you don't, because I know students like at least 20% of the students have not taken it. They have definitely plans for going abroad, Germany, US, London. So that's there. And what is the
Mhm.
academic year in UTMA? And could you give us an idea of vacations? Can I go on or should you be consider? Oh yeah.
Please go ahead.
Um, so academic year is usually starting because due to COVID there has been some delays. Like every other place, it's a global event. So we are starting the academic year this year by end of October, and the confirmations are still waiting. As there is lots of admissions going on, we are doing lots of process, and there are students who are struggling to come and reach to Armenia. So we are having a little bit delay, but usually it starts in end of October. I mean beginning of October, first week of October. So vacations, there is a lot of vacations, definitely more than any other country. I think students are liking to come to Armenia because they have a lot of space and vacation, especially during the Christmas. That's something we give because unlike other countries, New Year and Christmas is celebrated in a different way in Armenia. For example, Christmas is on January 6th. So it's very confusing for us. So the vacation will be 1 month almost. Yeah. So
Okay,
it's
okay.
according to their country's beliefs and their own. They all follow certain regulations and rules in their own religion. So of course we all respect that, and that's why you will have almost a 1 month vacation during December, December January time period, and there will be 2 months vacation. That this is for mostly the first year and second year students. I'm making it very clear. Once you're passing that beginning stage, you are doctors. You can take your observations. You have a lot more power. So vacation starts usually by the end of May, and it will we will be coming back July end or September first week we start. So in the first year, as I said, there has been a delay due to COVID. That's why we are starting in October, or else it starts by September itself for the second year students and everybody. How many intakes
Right.
of students? We have only one
Just
intake.
a second.
Yeah.
So this question I think was from the students. So I would like even
Oh,
Yuvraj and Hasib to answer. So what are the, like, when you get small vacations, where all can you go there, or when can you come back to India? I think that was the also a reason students asked us this question.
Yes,
Yes.
anyways, I'm gonna answer it.
Yeah, so like for winter vacation, it's just like 14 to 21 days maximum. It varies on your group, like which year you are. In first year, we got for 21 days. When it comes to second year, you might have some hospital practicals. So 1 week minus. So it's like 14 days. You'll get at least 14 days till sixth year. So most of the students doesn't fly back to their country, but ones who has their parents in like Middle East or somewhere which is near from this country, they do fly back. And the other students who are here, we travel, like we can go even to Georgia. It's like 5 Tbilisi is like 5 hours 6 hours from here. We can get the visa from the consulate, the Georgian consulate in Armenia. Since we have Armenian TRC, it's easy for us. And also there are a lot more places in Armenia.
I would
Yes.
suggest
Right.
library though. In winters, as he said, it's most probably 15 days or 20 days. But most of the students, they don't fly back because just for 2 weeks we should not spend too much on the flight fare and all. So it's better stay here, have a good time here, and then in summers we have holidays for around about 2 months.
Yeah.
2 months we have like a proper sabbatical. We can just relax, and that's it. I guess like the questions are. That's what
Yeah.
it takes to
Thank you. Um, yeah. So the next question that was asked is, can the fees be paid in 2 installments? Whoever, if Dr. Shabin answers, anything is
yes, definitely. I believe like fees was one of the biggest concern. Like as the foreign affairs director of the university, this was one of the biggest concern that I was having from different students and their parents. Because due to COVID, they were having different issues. But definitely because of UTMA, parents were much more flexible because there are still students that who haven't paid fees for almost 2 years, and we are trying to be maximum flexible with them. Because we know certain students have real bad situations. We assess it accordingly. We do that, and fees can be made 2 installments. That's the first semester fees and the second semester fees. First semester will be paid during the month September till October period, and second semester fees will be paid during December January period. So this is the usual criteria that we follow to make it easy for most of the students.
right.
Sorry.
So do the students have to be vaccinated before they land in Armenia? And what are the other
Yes.
requirements if you?
We are required to be vaccinated, not before at least, but before the classes start. Yeah, there are vulnerable staffs, and we don't want it to be a super spreader event. So definitely, if you can be vaccinated, it's good. Or else we have possibilities that we can get you vaccinated in Armenia. There are vaccines available in Armenia, and we can definitely get that to you. But I would really suggest if you can get a vaccine and if you are fully vaccinated, the better. It will be easier for
Right.
everybody.
Sure,
So
sure. Makes sense. Coming to the bank account, how long do you think it takes for a student to open a bank account so that the parents can transfer money easily? If the students could answer that, that
yeah,
would be
definitely, that's what I was going to say. It's better the students itself say how easy the process was and how their experience of opening an account was.
Yuvraj, you are the hero.
No, no, sir. Like the struggle, like when I opened my bank account, it was a big struggle. No, but to be honest, it's just like we just have to give our passport to. There are many good banks in Armenia, but like the big bank is Converse Bank, so it's an Armenian bank. And the best part is like my dad, he sends money to me in Armenian account. So it's just I guess like 800 rupees, like the transition charges. But if I swipe my card here, like it's unlimited swipe. I can like I don't get transaction charges, so it's good.
Okay.
So, but opening an account takes not like few hours. I would say few hours.
Yeah, 1 hour, 2 hours.
1 hour, 2 hour.
Also, we do carry our Indian card, the
Yes.
international Indian card. There are few banks which we can mention, like Indian banks or any other federal bank. They do charge less for international transaction, and it is negligible amount. Like they give very good rates, and we can swipe or withdraw cash if it's any urgent case, like in urgent case. So even opening a bank account here in Armenia, it takes like maximum 1 hour. There's no any procedures. We just need our admission letter and the passport. Not like in India, like going after the government officer, sir, please open our account.
I would like to
It's
add in
quite
something,
clean.
Krishna sir.
Yeah.
Because since you are also consultancy, I always say and inform this to certain like authorized agents who are there. You can actually have a contract with some of your banks nearby. You can actually have a talk with them. Like if one of the banks in your region can actually provide an international card to the students, I think it doesn't take too much time. It can be issued in an hour or so. Especially ICIC cards and all, it can be very easily available because it's always good to have a secondary card, an Indian card if the parents is having. On the same day, you can withdraw it on the same time because it's like done in IBEX card. So once you are withdrawing, like remitting it, you can withdraw it at the same time within 5-10 minutes. So that's also an option. Right now, banking has changed. And in Armenia also, it's pretty easy. Like when Yuvraj was saying it was struggle, and I'm worried. I was like, okay, struggle. And he mentioned 2 hours. I was like, so you can imagine how easy the other process is.
Now, the reason why I think some parents have asked is some of my students who are in Philippines, they take almost 3 months to open an account, and thereafter also you still don't know whether the account is going to be opened. So and
Okay.
they incur huge amount of transaction charges, which
I'm sorry.
which all are included as the hidden costs. So when if the parents send $100, what the child gets is close to $80 after all the transfer, and that too after a long time. It is not
Armenia.
as easy as Yuvraj told me just now.
Okay, because the main thing is we should understand where Armenia is. That matters a lot also. Armenia is a key feature for almost the geography, most of the countries. Like the second biggest American embassy in the world, that is in Armenia. The biggest Chinese embassy, that is in Armenia. So we have almost every single embassies that is working in Armenia. So that alone brings in the bilateral relationship and safety of Armenia, how good it is and how safe it is for students. So it becomes easy for international transfers, for postal services. Like I know, like our normal Indian post, I think Armenia is the fastest. Like I have seen, like normal post, if you are sending also, you can send in like 20-kilo package maybe. I have seen students doing that. So they used to send in snacks and all, but now it's available in Armenia. So it's like 6,000 rupee, takes 25 days or 23 days, you'll be getting it. So no other countries have that fast delivery. Like I'm not saying about speed post, it's very simple 20-kilo package I'm saying. So
Okay.
people do that.
Okay. Fair enough.
So will learning additional languages like German, etc., help them to get an admission for PG in Germany or other European countries?
Definitely, learning an additional language is always beneficial. Like that definitely helps you as you are progressing in. If you are going abroad, unlike India, they ask for it. What are the languages that you know? Because right now the world is filled with diverse amount of people and diverse communities. So that will definitely help. Right now, Mr. Ashok actually is just on the way back from Poland. So we have just signed in some agreements and contracts with some of the universities in Europe again. So definitely the languages are going to be an additional benefit. And learning German, that makes it even easier for students because admission becomes cheaper or can be free education, depends on the category, how much you are studying. Because in German language also, there is 3 different levels. If you can pass at least the 2 different levels, your education becomes free. So doing PG without spending a single penny is a dream of every single parent and students. So through UTMA, that is very much possible. We are definitely offering a lot of scholarships, especially to Germany. But it's again this choice of student. Bless you, Sakshi. So it's again the choice of students, and I believe if you have certain interest to study German or if you want to travel to Germany, definitely contact the university officials. They will be guiding you how to do that. And yeah, that's the easiest way I can put out.
Can a student, I think this was one of the concerns again, can a student work part-time during his or her off days? Does this university provide for that or give permissions for that?
I will suggest something myself, like as a medical student, it's always, I will definitely suggest most of the students, like last time I said, scheduling is everything. If you schedule your time correctly, definitely there is possibility. You can be organized and you can work. Like part-time jobs, usually not many students I suggest to them because it can be really confusing for a medical student. And I myself, I have worked, but I had my own schedule and my own organization level. So it can vary among students. So I would like to pass it on to Hasib and Yuvraj also. So they will also let you know. Even right now, they just finished from the library. So to understand how it goes on, if you are focused on your work, I don't want diversion happening. So I have said this to Hasib and Yuvraj as well before. There should not be diversions when you are focused on something. So Hasib
Yeah.
or Yuvraj, please.
Yeah, as Dr. Shabin told, it varies among people. For me, I take time to learn something. Like I need time to thorough it, so I need time to repeat it. So last year we was like he was actually doing it. He was actually working online, teaching Chinese students English. So he was actually doing it. But tell me, like you can tell how why
Yes,
did you stop it?
it's to be honest, like my suggestion, like for me, it wasn't working because, anyways, like we are here to become a doctor, and like most of the foreign students, they have this notion in their mind: we'll go to the foreign country and we can do the part-time job. But it doesn't applies to the real life, because we have to go to university, we have to go to hospitals, then we have to come back, we have to revise it. No time, we have to like make food, eat food, do all the chores. So it doesn't go with the part-time job. But yes, we can. But the answer to it is like we can do part-time job. University allow, like university has like no like restriction for it. Yes, but for like my suggestion would be we are here to become doctors. I think like it's good to like keep our both feet in one boat. That's, I would suggest that.
Yes.
That's fair enough. Thank you. So the next question is, in which year do the students get exposed to real-time patients in hospital? Um,
So this is something most of the students doesn't know. The reality is the moment you become a medical student, you have the right to get to a hospital to be an observer. So it can start from the year one. But when you are in a foreign country, definitely there are regulations by the state also. They make sure you are not at the same day going to a hospital because you are not aware of the language. Yeah, you are not familiar with the culture. You don't know how to behave in a hospital. So there are certain protocols when you are going. We know when we go to hospital, we don't run around, you don't have fun, but as students it is different. So that's why we make sure the students get exposure from the third year, but from the second year we are giving them a little bit exposure of the hospital equipments and everything. First year itself we start, there are equipments in the hospital, there are clinics below our university itself. So definitely there is exposure, but to patients, since the question is patients in the hospital, I will say it's around the third year. You are going to hospital, you are going to see patients, you are going to communicate with them. You are more of an observer because you are not familiar with most of the things. Being a third year student doesn't make you half the way, at least. You get the idea. So definitely touching a patient takes a time. So it will be tough for depending. It's depending on the students also, because we have certain students who are in fourth year and still they just passed the exam, but their communication levels are really bad with certain patients. So we make sure they take time because we want to make sure they are confident. So we make sure they are going to be observers rather than directly with the patient and engaging with them.
So, what is the cost of living like in Armenia in terms of food, conveyance, hostel, communication, etc.? If you could give us a rough idea, I think that'll be great.
Hasib and Yuvraj, please. Again, I
Sure.
want to say it depends on how you are choosing your lifestyle. There is different kind of
Right.
lifestyle how you want to live, certain individual choice. So definitely to Hasib
Absolutely.
and Yuvraj.
So
If you
basically,
could
we'll
give us a
start from the
general
hostel.
picture.
Yeah. So basically, we'll start from the hostel. So hostel is for $125. There you have Indian mess for $100. So it comes up with $225 per month, which is very cheap. And when you want to cook yourself, and when you want to stay in a free space where you need living room, where you need separate kitchen, where you need your own bedroom, and bath attached bathroom, so it comes a little bit more. You can share, like four people can share a room, which is maybe a $300 or $400 room, which comes same for $100. And we have houses, like when it comes, if you are 5 or 6 or 7 people, they want to take an entire villa on rent, and if you want to share, you have them, which will be expensive. So as Dr. Shabin told, it's completely what you choose. You have some from the least to the expensive to the top. So it completely what you choose. But basically, if you, it's really cheap, per month, more $300-350 for a student, it's more than enough.
I will say
That's true.
300 is the cheapest you should have. Like I will definitely suggest for students to keep at least $300. That is for your accommodation, your food, and of course there is certain expenses, right? Monthly, we need to do something. Like we have to, for communication, it's very cheap. Like the internet quality, you can see they are in middle of nowhere and they're having a perfect internet over there. So we can
Right,
imagine
right.
communication is cheap also. It's pretty very good internet, and I think around 500 rupee, you are having the best of everything. You can even do
That's true.
international calls, uh, internet, mobile recharge, everything. That's it. Nothing more.
True.
Right,
It's
right.
like Geo of Armenia. Something like that. You just pay
Right.
once, you sort it for a month.
Okay,
Yes.
great. That sounds great. I think that was one of the questions about the internet because a lot of parents are
Yes.
also concerned about how they'll communicate with their children. Right. So this is another question. In the anatomy lab, are real bodies used or artificial bodies used? As it is used in other, medical universities in Philippines, China, and Russia. So what
Thank
is
you.
it
First
like
of
in
all,
Armenia?
we mentioned dead bodies as cadavers because it's our part of respect, because that was a living being, that was a human person. So we usually make sure we respectfully say it as cadaver. We respect it because I have seen students when they come in, it can be really difficult for certain students. So in UTMA, we start with in the first year itself, we start by making them understand. We have exposure, but there are artificial bodies in the beginning in the first year. Like I think in the first semester you are seeing like in the video itself you have seen, like in the whole class there will be anatomy, structure and everything, or else just showing a human body they don't understand in the first beginning year itself. And unless you understand what are the parts, what is in the body, you won't understand it. So human skeleton and all you are exposed in the first semester, because that's what you should begin with, the small stages, A B C D, how we are doing alphabets. That's the same way we go. By second year, you are having exposure to human bodies and patients and everything. So first year, I will definitely say we are having only towards artificial bodies and artificial structures that we are having. But second year onwards, we are providing you with exposure to bodies and hospitals and everything.
Thank you. Thank you for answering that. What are the prospects for students of Armenia for their higher studies, like in other countries, say Europe, USA, or Australia? And another question with that is, who will be guiding these students, and from which year?
Mhm. So again, about higher studies when it comes to students, I will definitely say there are some students who jump in before taking MBBS admission. They plan, okay, I want to be a surgeon. So that can be difficult. I will definitely say towards going towards your higher education, wait till at least fourth year. You will understand what's your point of interest. Like myself, I understood I like mental health a lot more in the second year itself. I even asked my parents, like, I want to focus more on it. And my parents were like, just finish your thing first, see what you are interested in, then go for. And at that time, I didn't understand what they mean. But right now, I understand. So higher education is something that is totally of their choice and their interest. And we have lots of options to go to Europe, to come to USA, and Australia is not something that we offer, but definitely a student, if they want, they can definitely travel, because the education degree that you are getting from Armenia, it's an internationally recognized degree, and it's pretty much good for every single country. Only thing is you will have to pass your examination of the certain region that you are going, because like coming to India and passing the exam in India, every country requires that, because you are writing an exam of Armenia and it's for Armenia and Russia. You can easily go and work there. But to go any other country, you have to pass certain examinations to make sure you meet their criteria. It's same in every country. So it's pretty easy process. If you are following the schedule, if you are organized, it's very easy. For myself, coming to US, I never had a plan until I finished up, and I was like, I had my plans to go to Europe, and I had my plans to go to Australia, to New Zealand. It's confusing. Same like how you are sitting right now in front of the computer, like thinking, where should I go? Why should I choose Armenia? It's the same process. Doesn't matter. You finish your bachelor's, you become all of a sudden enlightened or educated. No. At the same time, I believe Ray 7 will be one of the progress person who will be there that time to guide them. And we will be there to support you. And I will definitely suggest the students to come back to Ray 7 itself, because what you're getting here as exposure, you will not get it in most of the agencies, because I'm seeing you are so organized. That's why I am promoting this certain agency for it, because they are authorized agents also, and they are making sure the students understand and you are on the same page. So I have huge respect for this group of people, because they are being really to the core level. And that is why I would suggest that time Ray7 will be there to support you again, because we will be making sure we work hand in hand and close contact with Ray7 and its team. So yeah, that's something we can put out in, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you. That was very kind of you.
Thank you, Shabin.
So, this is one of the concerns, I think, coming from the parents. What is it like in Armenia regarding safety and security of the students? Like everyone mentioned, we're at like, they're, I think, around 17, 18 years old. And yeah, we would like to know about their safety.
Definitely. Safety is our priority concern for every single student, because as you know, Mr. Ashok is there in Armenia. So he is like the father figure, like everybody says over there, because simple for the reason he acts as one. He acts as a parent, he makes sure they are safe and they have all the facilities required. Boys and girls have their own spaces. They are happily living in their own space. They have their own safety, facility, everything. But at the same time, children have their freedom. There are times where we cannot look at the children also. So they do things, but not that is out of safety, because the country is very safe. People love Indians. That's the first thing. They see more Indian movies than what we are watching. So safety is super awesome over there, because even for girls at nights also you can travel, girls and guys. Unlike India, that's the best thing about the country. They have huge respect for women. So for example, like I have seen sometimes my friends fell down, like one time, running around in the skateboard during the ice and everything. So I saw when a girl and a guy fall down, they make sure the girl is the one first lifted up. So there is a huge respect. They make sure there is respect. They have, their culture is like that, making sure there is huge respect for girls and also boys. But if there is any requirement, they make sure they are intervening. The locals support you. Even in the village areas, they don't let you get cheated. If they see somebody is cheating you, like for example, taxi guys and all. If somebody is seeing that, they will come and intervene. Especially seeing if you don't know the language, if you're new to the country, it's a child. They make sure you are being protected. That is something. And please, Yuvraj and Hasib, what was your experience coming in first time? Your safety, going around, you know how it was. You guys are free birds all the time outside. So I want you to freely, comfortably say how your experience was.
So we came like 3-4 years ago. At that time, there was very like less Indians here. So when people see us, they'll actually call us and take a picture with us. So say they're so used to this Indian movies and Indian serial, like the TV serial. They watch this the Russian translated version, and they ask, "Do you know them?" So they are so kindly. They'll take the initiative to talk to us, so we feel so safe. So they don't misbehave with anyone. They don't judge us with the color, the dark skin or the light skin. It's easy. What about you?
Like for one statement, I'll say, if my sister, she can walk here at 1 o'clock, I would like, if in India she's walking, I still in my back of my subconscious mind, I'll have that fear, like my sister is walking at 12 o'clock back in India. But here, I don't have to think, because I know, because it's a safe country. Like once we are talking about safety, we should first of all talk about girl safety, because the girls think it's very, what do you say, like very sacred thing. We have to take care of them, but it's very safe, and safest as in, because one thing I'll say, Indian culture and Armenian culture is somewhat same. I won't say conservative, but I would say, because not westernized, they have that cultural mentality in them. So once it's cultured, so they respect everyone. So but it's safe. I would say it's completely safe for girls, safe for boys as well.
Thank you, Yuri. Like I myself, I will say, like I was working as a, like I said, I did part-time job, but it was something completely opposite from a medical student can usually do. I was working as a DJ in a club, so almost every day, every night, I'm working. So you can imagine, I go home. So everybody is confused, but my parents also knew. They were always supportive of my passion. So definitely, that's what UTMA we are providing also. Like students can have their own passion of interest. I'm just adding that in extra. Like I know Yuvraj is one of the key person you can always see talking and exposure. Like he's the one who is going to be hosting most of the events, and you can see Hasib is the coordinator. They both run together. So all this exposure that you are getting there, it's going to make you tomorrow's leaders. And like I always say, when a student is being exposed to certain criteria problems, they are developing themselves. But in Armenia, they are being pampered. They don't have issues. They are always being pampered, and just we are pushing them to be leaders. So we make sure there are lots of events for them to understand and make themselves into that criteria.
I think one of the people here has a question. Should we address that?
So myself, I'm Adarsh. Actually, the webinar was very informative, sir. All my doubts were cleared, but still I have a doubt, sir. Actually, I did my medicine, like 2 years of my medicine in Philippines. Right now, I'm planning to shift to Armenia, specifically UTMA. So, sir, as a transfer student, what I can expect? Because I'm not studying from the beginning. Suddenly, I'm coming into the culture, and suddenly I'm entering into a curriculum which I'm not, how can I put it? Which I'm not
Yeah.
exposed to. Like, it's totally new to me.
Definitely. So what we are seeing right now is something of a transition, and this is a comfortable transition that you are going to be in. Especially before transition, we want to understand what your academic standards are like and where you are standing in your academic point, and how can we make sure you can transfer into a third year, because there are credit system that I believe you are aware of it. So we want to understand what are the subjects and coursework that you are exposed in Philippines. Are you meeting up with the standards on criteria of Armenia? And once we understand that, we say, okay, we can transfer. So once that is done, it's a simple process. We make your visa process and you are just coming in, and the students are going to be really, really helpful. That's what we come up with, because for a student who is transferring from another university, having lots of friends, you have made certain decisions, you have made certain kind of lifestyle and everything. So when you transition, we make sure you are exposed to that certain kind of criteria of students. For example, you have Hasib and Yuvraj here. Maybe they will be the ones coming and picking you up. So you feel more comfortable. So all these things we do to make sure your transition becomes very smooth. Because when you are saying like it's the complete opposite, that alone itself, you can have the mental image, it's going to be simple and easier and better for you. We will make sure it's a very simple and very easy transition for you. We'll make sure you're connected to some of the students, so it will not be awkward when you reach there. You will be not like hi. Instead, we'll make sure you are like, hey bro, you go for a hug. We'll make sure you do that. Okay, Adarsh?
Okay, sir. Thank you for your
Yes.
answer.
Pleasure,
Doctor, I
pleasure.
take the privilege of intercepting. Others have been
Sorry.
working. In fact, he's completed 2 years of his MD in Philippines. And prior to that, he studied 2 years of his Bachelor of Science. So technically,
Wonderful.
he has a year and a half of study left. So I sent his
Oh, okay.
papers to Ashok. I don't know which
Uh-huh.
year he will be able to
That
facilitate.
that's what, sir. We have to check about our academic, like whether he's meeting, because we have to give our academic degree, right? So to give the academic degree of Armenia, we have a certain regulation from ministry. So we will look at the subjects, whether he is exposed to the same year of subjects, or else what we can do is like we can try to do something like an examination we can put for him separately, that we will discuss accordingly after seeing it. Because usually that is taken by the academic department there. So we have, if you have forwarded it to Ashok, what's the process? It will be sent to the academic experts. They will be checking it, and accordingly it goes on.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shabin and Hasib and Yuvraj. Your inputs have been extremely, useful. We appreciate you taking out your time from the library, and Dr. Shabin from your busy schedule. So thank you so much. Yeah, and about the university, I think we've all gotten a very good picture about the safety, security, how it's a community and a family feeling. So yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Let me add on a small point. Just if you have any extra questions, because I know some of them can be confusing, please feel free to send me the questionnaire. I'll make sure I can be available in the next section, or I can make sure I send in a typed info. Because of the simple reason, I have huge respect for Ray 7 already. So I will definitely do this only for you, nobody else. But for your thing, individual attention, if you are required, I'll do that. So students,
We're
please
very grateful.
trust this team. They are really open, and I don't usually say this, especially when it is recorded. But I have complete faith on this agency. So please go ahead.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so much.
Because of this COVID, lot of students, in fact, we are expecting the NEET results to come out tomorrow. So, is there anything that you could do some magic in UTMA? Because, people would not want to waste 1 year. I think your intervention
Definitely.
as a director of international student affairs, I think
Yes,
your
sir.
intervention is
So
definitely required.
yeah, definitely. We actually have a meeting on Monday with the rector of the university and vice rector also. I have a meeting set with them already. So we have been making sure we follow protocols, and we are very straightforward in everything. So what happens in Armenia is like we have to give an extension for taking the students later on after 15th. So we are trying to work on it, how we can work it, because there are certain protocols that certain should be followed. So it's still under discussion. Maybe the magic will pop out. So let me keep it on the side. If possible, I will do my best for it. I'm trying on it, and I hear you well on it.
Yeah, doctor, you should appreciate the fact that I am fighting with big sharks who are
Oh yeah,
out.
definitely. That's what surprised me.
Yeah, and I'm
Because what is happening in India, it's really sad. They are looting. I saw one of the question. It was about hidden cost and everything, and I understand. I hear the students,
in fact, in
and
some universities,
sad.
doctor, in some universities, they take fees for renewing the visa every year, and they take fees for and every enrollment, every semester they have to enroll. All these are hidden by the students, and nobody is bothered after the child gets admitted there. I, as a parent, cry within myself. It's not only about the amount of money, and
Of
for
course,
me,
of course.
the age is very tender. When the children go, they're 17, 18, 19. I think they need a lot of attention. They need lot of motivation.
Yes, sir.
I feel
Definitely.
very energized seeing Yuvraj and Hasib. They have really fought it out alone. But then,
Definitely.
but then I would like them to look forward ahead of MBBS. That's all. That is what I mean.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like Yuvraj and Hasib is my proud gem. I always say that to people, and those two are the ones I even call and reach out. I treat and see them as my own brothers. Simple as that. For their dedication, to be frank, their dedication towards studies and the people there and the community. Oh, they are super awesome. So definitely, hats up for them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Now, all
Anyway,
thanks to you too.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I will have to take my
yes,
leave.
yes. We
Thank you so
understand,
much,
doctor.
everyone,
Yeah,
for
thank you.
giving me this opportunity. Your time is very much valued. I look forward to seeing you all in Armenia. I'll be traveling and seeing you all there, and hopefully with the teams Race 7. So please, it will be a great pleasure meeting you all in person. Thank you for your time. Take care. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All the students, Ray 7 is on Instagram, Facebook, and we will be on Twitter soon. If you have any questions regarding UTMA, Armenia, or Philippines, please direct those questions to us. We'll make sure that we reply as soon as possible with the help of academic counselors that we have. Yeah, thank you so much for attending the webinar.